Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another prize picks video for you. We're going to be talking about Monday Night Football on November 13th between the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. Before we get into our picks, though, if you've never tried prize picks, use our promo code. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. And if you're new to our channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell because if any of our lines change, we will have fresh picks in our Discord and we will update you through YouTube. So make sure you're subscribed and we'll get you taken care of. And speaking of Discord, if you haven't joined our Discord yet, we've been just having a really good time over there. The community is awesome. There's all sorts of extra picks that we drop in there every day. And collectively as a community, we have just been on an absolute heater. So go ahead and join us over there. And now let's get into our picks. We'll actually do a recap first of our Sunday football picks. I made a little bit of a mistake there. Usually on a Sunday slate, we don't want to take any picks for Monday because we want to provide you with picks for Monday. And I accidentally took Dalton Kincaid, not realizing he was playing on Monday. So the two picks I'm going to be recapping are Rachaad White receiving yards and Garrett Wilson receiving yards. Those are the two picks I had to go over. Rachaad White, it was 25 and a half receiving yards was his line. We took the over on that. He ended up going for 47, so we hit on that. And I also had Garrett Wilson receiving yards, and his line was set at 64 and a half. He ended up going for 93, so we hit on both of those. And do you want to recap yours, Jordy?
Yeah. So we took Tyler Conklin to go over 25 and a half receiving yards. He went for 70. We also took Dalton Schultz to go over 45.5 receiving yards. He went for 71. And then we took Myles Garrett to go over one sack. Well, it was 0.75, and he had 1.5. So clean sweep on those.
Yeah, clean sweep. And I get the feeling, with the Dalton Kincaid pick, if that ends up hitting, that would have been a full 6-pick sweep. But I'm actually going to be, because of the mistake I made, I'm going to be taking that again for Monday Night Football, because I would be doing you a disservice if I just tried to come up with some random other pick when realistically for Monday Night Football, this is a pick I would be taking. So he's gone over this mark at 53 and a half in his last 3 games. He's been really breaking out ever since Dawson Knox got injured. And if you look at what he's been doing here, he's actually been grabbing almost 8 receptions a game. He's been really getting the ball. And that's on almost 9 targets. So his catch percentage is awesome right now. He's just basically showing us that he was worth that first round pick. He's finally having an opportunity to get a larger snap share, and it's really paying off. I think those of us who drafted him in Dynasty and redraft, we were waiting for this. Everyone was kind of hoping it would be right at the beginning of the season, but it took Dawson Knox getting injured for them to really just unleash Dalton Kincaid. So if we look at the over/under on this game, it's actually set higher than I was expecting. 47 and a half. I expect the Buffalo Bills to do well, especially against a defense that let Miami drop 70 points on them. I know they're not the same team they were back then. They've been cleaning things up a little bit, but still 47 and a half seems pretty high to me, but we'll see. I hope it is. That'd be a very exciting game. They've got the Bills favored by 7 points, which I don't see it. I think that the Bills are gonna take care of business against the Broncos, but those are the odds. So let's see how that goes. Let's take a look at what the Broncos defense is doing against tight ends here. So on average, they're allowing almost 8 targets, and of those almost 8 targets, they're allowing 6 receptions for 71 yards on average. So I think that this line for Dalton, 53 and a half, especially when he's averaging 73, almost 74 yards a game since he's been unleashed. I love this to go over. So I'm going to take that. Okay. So we'll take that for the over. Now, since I did take this in the Sunday video, if you're looking for extra picks, this isn't like an official pick, but I actually like both Gabe Davis and Khalil Shakir to go over their marks because this defense has been allowing, I think, almost 150 yards a game to wide receivers. They're probably going to be targeting Stephon Diggs on defense. So Khalil Shakir has been heavily involved in the last few games. He's a great player. I love to see them utilizing it. They actually have some games where they have relevant, they have 3 relevant receivers. So Gabe Davis is hit or miss. Again, these aren't my official picks, but I do like both of these in this matchup. All right, and so for my second pick, I'm actually going to be taking kicking prop here. I like Will Lutz to go over 5.5 points on this. He's been doing this pretty much every game, and I actually prefer this over the field goal prop. They don't have any field goal props up for Monday Night Football right now on Prize Picks, but in that case, you would need 2 field goals, which would end up being 6 points. But in this case, we could get there with 1 field goal, a couple extra points with that high over under. There's only one way if the Broncos aren't just blown out. There's only one way for him to get there. So I like Will Lutz to go over on the 5.5 kicking points. What do you got, Jordy?
Yeah, man. So to start with me, I'm gonna be going with a receptions prop. I'm gonna go with Cortland Sutton for over 3.5. I feel like this line's kind of silly. I can't even believe the value's out there and it's not just at 4. So grab this before it is at 4 because I'm sure they will put it there at some point. But if we look at what Cortland Sutton's been doing, he's averaging 4.1 receptions a game this year, and this is kind of picked up over the last couple games. In the first couple games of the season, he wasn't getting targeted at all, but I feel like Russell Wilson has kind of found this guy finally, and he's been killing it. And then, killing it as best as any Broncos player can right now. But if we look at Broncos, or if we look at Bills' defense versus wide receivers, they're giving up 12 receptions a game and 17 targets for 146 receiving yards. So I think he can get 4. I don't think that's asking much, and I think he's going to get targeted probably at least 6 times tomorrow. So I think it should be there. It's a minus 125, and the Bills are actually allowing 68% completion percentage to wide receivers as well. So their defense is good, but their passing defense has holes in it, and Sutton can run the slot and he can do a lot of good things. So I feel really comfortable about this one. And then for my last pick, we're taking that from Moore, by the way. And then for my last pick, we are going to take Stephon Diggs targets. Let's see, so receiving targets, he's at 9.5. I know this is a lot, but Diggs is actually the second highest targeted receiver in the NFL this year. If we look at his stats, he's averaging 11.9 targets per game. So, I mean, even when they're blowing people out, he is still just getting all the love. And, he's Josh Allen's favorite target. I don't think that's hard to put together here. And, if we look at what the Broncos are allowing, I mean, they're allowing 16 targets and 11 receptions to outside wide receivers, which is what he plays. So I feel like this is a very easy pick. And, he's been killing this. He's hit it in the 4 out of the last 5 games. And you can see in his last 5, he's averaging 11.6. So another kind of silly line that I think he could definitely hit against Denver.
Great. So yeah, that's the 4 we've got. These single game slates are a little bit difficult. There's just not a whole lot of options, especially for football, because it's so unpredictable. But we feel good about these 4. If you've never checked out our Discord, you should go check it out because we'll be posting more picks in there tomorrow as the board changes a little bit. So don't forget to subscribe, and we will catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.